Christina McCaffrey with Marston Coaching. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about goals. Um, and there's different ways to talk about them. So I'm going to approach them from different angles. And I'm going to talk about also how to achieve them while we're talking about them, because you can talk about goals till the cows come home. But if you're not achieving them, then that's all useless, isn't it? So let me start with the types of goals. So there's three different types of goals. There is an A goal, which is a goal that is something you've already done and you're just adding it back into your life. So it's something along the lines of like, well, my goal is I'm going to buy a car this year. I bought a car already. I know how to do it. Maybe I need to save money to buy that car. I've saved money before. I know how to do it, but that's an A goal. It's something I know how to do. I just am kind of setting it up and I'm going to walk the path to it. The B goal, a B goal, is whenever I decide, just say I was in sales, I was in a sales company and, I had been there for a couple of years and I decided that I'm going to be the head salesperson. I'm going to have the most sales. So that would be a B goal. So it's doing something I already know how to do, but it's adding in other things that are a little bit tougher. So obviously, if I have been the salesperson there, but I haven't been the top one, I'm going to have to change things around. I'm going to have to organize myself. I'm going to have to get in front of more people. I'm going to have to do everything I can to sell more. So that would be a B goal. It's taken me outside my comfort zone. There's going to be a little bit of work. There's going to be a lot of uncomfortability. There's going to have to, I'm going to have to bring my game. I'm going to have to move my game. And then the C goal, let me tell you a little bit about that. The C goal is whenever you want to do something that scares the heck out of you. Your C goal is, maybe you decide, I'm going to leave this marriage. It's a bad marriage. I'm going to leave this marriage. And you're going to be on your own. It might be horrible, but it's what you know. So you're going to be on your own. Or maybe it's like, I'm going to finally start this business. Wow, you're going to have to really bring a lot of game to that. Or I'm going to go into a completely different field, or I'm going to move someplace that I don't know anybody, or I'm going to move across the country or across the world. Those are C goals. They are terrifying goals. And it's not something you're comfortable with. It's something drastic, daring. It is brave. Brave would be the word that you would use there. So I've had experience with all these goals, and I'm going to use one thing and tell you a little bit about it so you can kind of see. And I'm going to start with the C and then come down. So the C goal for me was to start doing coaching. I was a social worker. I have a degree in psychology, but, and I did social work for a good while, but for the last 20 years, I have been doing sales. Now it's consultative sales and I'm really good at it, but, I have also been teaching other people how to do sales. I've been coaching other people in this same industry. And, at one point, I realized that I needed to do it more because I had people coming to me asking me if they could pay me to coach them. And I thought, wasn't that interesting? Pay? Like I had been doing it for free. So I started realizing like this is an industry that would be good. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So that was a big, big thing. So I decided like, oh, I'm going to take this on. It's not just going to be something I'm going to, play around with. I'm going to be real with it. It's going to be my income. It's going to be how I perceive myself. I'm going to have to go out and get accreditation. I'm going to have to learn all these different things. So there was a lot to do with it. And I decided I'm doing it. It was scary. It was really, really scary. So then I'm going to move in now to the A and B. So one of the goals currently that I have is I have a coach. If you know a coach that doesn't have a coach, you should probably not be going to them. But I have a coach, and he is talking to me about, like, what to do to build a business even more. And one of the things he's telling me was, you need to get in front of video. You need to do video. I was like, this might be one. I was in sales before. I was in real estate sales, and I didn't get in front of video. I am not the ego driven, I love to talk on video kind of person. So I wasn't comfortable with it. And I mean, was not comfortable in that I was arguing with him why it's not important. I mean, it was just ridiculous. So it was really pushing me outside my comfort zone. I finally did it with a lot of prodding. I finally did it, and it was hard. The first couple of ones were really, really difficult. Not so great either, but that's okay. And then, so that was my B goal. So it's outside my comfort zone. There's a lot outside your comfort zone though when you're coming into an industry that is not the other industry. I could do it, in my sleep, for God's sakes. So now I'm at an A goal. So you're watching a video because he's now switched it to, you need to be doing 1 or 2 videos per week. I'm going to be doing 1. Okay. I'm doing 1. 2 is just too much. So that's my A. So do you see how that goes? A is something I've done before. I'm comfortable with it now. B was I had to get comfortable with it, which was doing the first couple. And then C is where I switched to a whole new industry. So that's A, B, and C goals. One of the things that is important whenever you're trying to determine your goals is to come up with a map on how it's going to happen. So when I was looking at those C goal of, start this coaching business, I had to look at, like, what do I have to do to be a really effective coach? I didn't want to be just a coach. I wanted to be really effective. So I had to go get, all the teaching. And even though I had like the degree and all that, I needed to get some information. I needed to learn new things and keep learning and figure out how this is done and how that is done. So that was the C. So there was a map on how to do that, slowly but surely. One was, create this, create a website, do this, get this accreditation, do this kind of thing, get this accreditation, spend time, doing some coaching for free, then, coach other people. There's a lot of different process to it. So there's a map. And then in regard to the B, I had to, when I was looking at that B video, like sit down in front of the videos, I had to sit down and figure out, like, first, where am I going to record it? What am I going to talk about? All that sort of stuff. And then the A1, I had to figure out, like, well, what day am I going to do it? What am I going to talk about? And how's that going to work? So again, Stephen Covey in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People said, begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. Okay, so now I've covered A, B, and C type goals and how to get to them. So let's talk now about motivation. So one of the things that you should look at is, why are you going for this goal? So I'm going to, again, use my background. So the C goal for me, the starting a coaching business, was because it really made me feel that I was giving my best. I felt enriched doing it. I've always been a helper. I've always been a problem solver. And it's really cool to be able to actually use those skills. I feel like it's not even work for me. It's so much fun. and I enjoy it. So I know the reasoning behind it. And I also know that it's also bringing out more of me. But if you're doing a C goal, like just say your C type goal is I'm going to get an engineering degree. I'm going to get an engineering degree. If you're getting an engineering degree because mom and dad told you that they really wanted to have an engineer in the family, that's probably not a good thing. You really need to make sure that your goal that you're getting is for good reason, and I have to tell you, one of the good reasons may even be spite. I got my college degree because so I used to work at this company way ages ago. It was one of my first jobs. I worked as a receptionist at a company, and the credit department used to give me these letters to write. They were having a hard time getting payment from people. So they would ask me, could you write a letter about this, this, and this? And I would write it. And I was doing it for all of the people in the department. And they were getting paid based on those letters. I created this whole series for them, and they were getting their payments increased. And a job came up in that department, and it would have been a real move up for me. And at the time, I mean, I was really young, but I want to say I was 17, but I was on my own and I was paying my own bills. And it was a struggle. So getting that job would have been fantastic. I would have been able to have a little bit more breathing room. And I applied for it. And everybody thought I was going to get it because I had already been doing the work. I was good at it, and everything seemed to be in place. Well, I didn't get it. And the reason I did not get it was because the manager, she wanted to have people working with her who had degrees, who had a college degree. And I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed. And she actually was kind of condescending to me when she told me. It was kind of like she had pity on me. And I thought, oh, hell no. No, 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 no. That's not going to work. I am not going to allow that to happen. I'm getting a degree. And again, at that point in my life, I was struggling to, just trying to keep ends together, paying a rent, um, on a receptionist salary. It was a tough time. So I had to figure out how to, move up in the world. And she annoyed me with that. And I thought, she thinks I can't do it. So watch this. So that was motivation for me. So if you start thinking about like, why are you motivated? And if you're motivated out of spite, if somebody told you can't, there's a reason why you can't. Don't listen to that. Determine your own worth and what you can do and overcome whatever obstacle it is. One of the stories I've heard about is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is he's the best basketball player of all time. I'm not even into basketball, and I tell you, he's the man. Plus, I'm sitting in North Carolina, so he's the man. Anyway, he had part of his reasoning for being such a good player is when he was growing up, he played with his brother. His brother used to torture him. You stink. You're not good at it, blah, blah, blah. The guy decided that he was going to take on his brother every single time. So he was constantly up in his game, constantly pushing himself to be better, be better, be better, be better, be better. Like, keep it going. And his brother's voice was in his head. Like, I'm not going to let that jerk tell me who I am. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. Well, he's the man now, isn't he? So use it. If somebody tells you that you're not worthy or you're not capable, use that. Prove them wrong. Don't believe that. You don't have to believe what others think of you. You have to believe what you think of you. Okay, so that's one motivation. The second thing is, just make sure that it's in line with who you are. I was telling you about me doing the coaching. It's in line with who I am completely in line with who I am. So if I decided that I was going to be an engineer, I would struggle so hard. I can't even tell you that would not, I know better than to make that a goal because I just, I have engineer friends and I love them to death. I just don't think like that. It's not how my brain is wired. So, they're brilliant though, really brilliant, crazy. Anyway, so I hope that helps when we're talking about goals, and I hope it helps you think a little bit through if you're making goals. Please don't be, please don't be intimidated by them. If you're making a goal, just really think it out and think about like the steps. Don't don't have it, don't make it, don't make it like I'm going to lose 20 pounds this month or something like that. Make it realistic too. That's an important thing. Try to make it really realistic. If you say I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 6 months, that's doable. That's pretty doable. And you don't have to make yourself like doesn't have to be a living nightmare. You just have to be motivated to do it. You know what I mean? There's times when I think I should have this as a goal, but I'm just not there yet. Or I don't want to be bothered with that because I've got other stuff on my hands. I just thought of that because it's weight related. When I said that about like losing 20 pounds in a month, um, I I know that one of my goals is I need to lose weight. I need to be careful with what I eat because, like, if I even think about food, it stays with me. The calories just join me, and I need to lose weight. But I'm not focused on it. It's not one of my goals. It's not stressing me out too much. When it becomes a goal, though, it will become a goal for real. So, there you go. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble on. I hope this helped you. And if you would like to put something below about, what your A, B, and C goal is, I think the one question I would have for you is, have you had a C goal? I've had quite a few of them. And early on, I even had quite a few of them. I'm an immigrant. And so pretty much every immigrant has fulfilled a C type goal. I mean, there's no way that you leave your country and go to a new country and think that's going to be an easy breezy. You've done it plenty before. It's not. That's a C goal all day long. So I started early with it. I usually, once I get something in my mind about like I need to do this, I need to do it. Like I really do start planning and plotting. Um, and maybe because I'm an immigrant, I'm that way because I knew that there was planning and plotting to get me to immigrate. So think about it. Don't become one of the people who are just sitting in their comfort zone and sitting and sitting and sitting. And then at the end of time, you sit and you're miserable because you woulda, coulda, shoulda, and you lived sheltered, narrow, closed in life instead of the life that really could have meant something more to you. So I hope that helps, guys, and I look forward to chatting with you. Please tell me about your seagulls, though, down below. Let me know, like, what is that? Or do you have one currently? It's impressive to hear them. Some of them are just fabulous. I'll share mine sometime soon. Um, I keep it down low. I keep it very close to my heart. And whenever I am ready to share it, it will be when I'm a little bit closer to it. But it's pretty atrociously hard, but it's going to be fabulous. It's going to be fabulous. And I know that I'm moving and taking steps to get there, taking all kinds of steps to get there. It's going to be very wonderful when I get there, though. I'm visualizing it. That's the other thing. Try to visualize your goal. Really, really visualize it. If you want to be the head salesperson, think about being the head salesperson. Like, how does a head salesperson act? How do they dress? How do they speak? What do they do? you know, go for it, like really live it. So thank you again. I keep saying thank you and I don't sign off. So bye for real. Take care. Bye bye.